Well, the PC police are back in town just in time for Halloween.
Yep, Elizabeth, several universities cracking down on Halloween costumes, telling students that if they dress up like a cowboy or an Indian, that's offensive. Do we really need a rule for that now? We're joined by Catherine Timpf from Campus Reform. She joins us live here in the studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So at the University of Boulder, Colorado Boulder, show up as a cowboy or an Indian or anything involving a sombrero.
Right.
That's just so over the line.
Right. I had some students at Campus Reform, we have students reach out to us saying, I don't know what I'm going to be.
Right.
The cowboy problem was it's not an accurate representation of someone who lives in the West. These students These students are trying to go to Halloween parties, not participate in historical reenactments. I don't know what's next. They're going to have the PC police going into the frat houses saying, pumpkins don't have arms and legs. That's not an accurate representation of a pumpkin. You're offensive. I mean, how far could this go? I don't know.
Can you dress as politicians? I mean, what else is off limits here?
Anything that's an inaccurate representation of a culture, anything involving a sombrero is offensive.
Okay.
That's the same question students have. What do I wear?
What if you indeed are from the culture that is being depicted in your costume?
Sure.
You better know enough about your culture to represent it accurately. I mean, I don't know. It seems like anything would be wrong, really.
What's going on here?
See, it's very weird because a lot of these people who are very liberal, they're all about free expression, but obsessions with political correctness like this make it impossible to have expressive, real conversations. So it's worse and worse every year, I think.
Do you think it would be inappropriate if I went as a ghost? Because then people would say you're a holy ghost and it's a religious thing?
Probably not, but
Okay, good.
if someone complained, then yes. You'd have to be an accurate representation of a ghost.
What is
of the
the
ghost,
actual
and not the whole-
consequence that students would face if they indeed dressed as a cowboy?
When I spoke to them, they said there wouldn't be any formal consequences. However, these letters are put out officially by the administration. If you have to spend 4 or more years at a college, you don't want the administration thinking that you're offensive or racist or insensitive. That might make it a difficult time at school.
A moment ago, we had the full screen, and I'd like to can we put it up against Rob that shows exactly, because we had mentioned the sombrero and stuff like that. Okay, so you got a guy, the second from the left looks like a hillbilly. You got a genie in there.
Cowboy.
A cowboy.
All of those are
an Indian.
unacceptable.
And
Yep.
is that a geisha girl there at the end?
I mean, are these going to soon be not allowed in costume catalogs? You see a ton of those.
Right. Hopefully this isn't some sort of trend going on where people are taking the lead from these universities. But regardless, these are the future. These kids are the future. So these are things they're learning. Student body president, University of Minnesota, was trying to explain, okay, cowboys are okay, Indians, not okay. This doesn't even make sense. Where do you draw the line?
See, I think I would prefer to have my kids show up as any one of those as opposed to Miley Cyrus.
Right,
Or
right,
Sassy
right.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. A cowboy costume, that's about as tame as you can get, I would think, especially on a college campus.
No kidding. Well, you know all about it from Campus Reform. Catherine Timpf, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
All right.